Well, hi everybody. How you doing out there tonight? I want to, before I forget it, I want to thank my new subscribers. I don't know where they came from. It was like manna from heaven. But anyway, been doing this so long, and then to have so many so quick, it made me wonder if maybe YouTube changed their rhythm, algorithms or something. Because a lot of people said they'd never that I just came up on their feed. So anyway, thank you all for subscribing and for your beautiful messages you sent me. And I want to thank Jackie because she came up with a lot of the questions for tonight. And had a couple other people send me questions too. I don't know if I'll be able to get through them all or not. I was going to do this about 6 hours ago. I spent 6 hours looking for this. Believe it or not, it's even fluorescent. Got a folder that I put my bank stuff in that I had made a bill out, and then taken the folder back in the bedroom and put it in a drawer. And when I folded it over, this thing's so light, I had it inside the folder. So I spent 6 hours moving my furniture, cleaning it up. Got my rugs, got all my corners cleaned out. So I guess that was Spirit's way of telling me clean your house. Anyway, I'm glad I did get everything moved and cleaned in all the corners, but and then, of course, after that, I was just about ready to give up and call the guy that helps me with my TVs and stuff and see if he'd order me another one. I hadn't even left the house with anything, so I knew it had to be here, but that's pretty bright. Ever since I've had this, I've never lost it because of the color, and it even, if it's gotten light on it, it glows in the dark. So anyway, it's an easy one to find, but it wasn't today. God. So have you all got a whiplash or looking for documents or what? Take a deep breath in here. See if I can get some helpers to come in and help me here. I did have somebody ask me, one person asked me, another person write it to me, wanting to know if they thought those documents that Biden was talking about were planted. And no, I don't think they're planted. I think it's just part of the job, and it wasn't his job if that's back when he was vice president and he was working on something and it got left there. It wasn't even his job once he got through with them. It should have been whoever his assistants were, whatever they call them, the people helping him, that should have gathered all that paperwork up and make sure it got back. But yeah, he might have been in that place, had a meeting, and left there in the middle of the afternoon, and they just, whatever, who knows. But I'm not making excuses. I'm glad they did bring somebody out to investigate it, which is stupid. What are you investigating? He turned them in. It's not like that. He was trying to steal them and hide them and say they were his anyway, and say he thought about them, so they were all declassified. So anyway, who knows? And but I do have there is something phony going on. I'm going to read on it. I don't watch Donald Trump, and I'm not even on Twitter, but I watch enough YouTube going around to Midas Touch and all the other places that I hear he reads his tweets and stuff. And a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago, 2.5 weeks ago, whatever, Trump mentioned that Biden had a paperwork, had a couple of weeks ago when I was watching Midas Touch, and he always goes through all those half of Donald Trump's tweets and stuff and everything. He kept going on and on about Biden having records in 2 different places, and it just sounded like something he was pulling out of his ass like he always does. but I don't think he's psychic, and I don't think he got lucky. I think there's a leak. From what I've understood by watching what's been going on the last few days on the TV, it sounds like this all came to surface 2 or 3 weeks ago. So how did Trump find out about it 2 or 3 weeks ago? He didn't come. Well, he did come right out and say it, but I thought, man, he's crazy, batshit crazy. So who pays any attention to half the shit he says? But he said exactly that Biden had papers in 2 different places or something like that. So what I'm thinking is that Biden needs to go in and check his Secret Service or whoever's working around him or whoever knew about these things from the inside of his office and find out who's leaking this stuff out to Trump, because I think Biden's got a mole in his office. So that's just my feeling. So we could ask that. Let's ask it first. Let me think of how to do it here. I'm exhausted. I was going to do this in the afternoon, and here it is almost, whatever, it's late at night. Can't. Oh, it's 10:38. I just put a clock up on the wall today. I forgot I put it there. So, it's, how did he know this before it was even leaked out to the press? But he knew about it. He described exactly, almost to where they were at or something. Came out in one of his goofy tweets that he was tweeting out 2 or 3 weeks ago. So I think there's a leak in Biden's office. I'm not going to pull a whole deal. I'm just going to pull 4 cards and let's see. Has Trump got a what you'd call him, spy, I guess? Inside trader in Biden's office. And if he does, he needs to block that off, because our government's in a bad enough shape with their rotten coverage that the news media gives politics. I'll tell you what, they need to, when they started TV 24 hours ago, 24 hours a day, especially political TV, they were just asking for trouble. The more they can sensationalize it, the more they can do anything, the happier they are. And anything I say, this is for fun and entertainment only. But let's see. Is there a spy in the camp? In the Biden camp? Is there a spy in the camp? My glasses up here where I can see. Since they're bifocals, if they slip down, I can't see. It's not fun getting old, but I'm not ready for the alternative yet. Okay, so let's see. Spy in the camp. Well, there was in the past, but we know there was when he first went in there. That's why he changed out the Secret Service and everything else. This is the yes card. So I would say yes, there is somebody in there. Somebody maybe even higher up than Biden thinks. I figured he had, if it was somebody that he personable or somebody close, like in his staff and stuff, that he kind of had that covered, that most people would probably be loyal to him. They wouldn't. So I don't feel like it's got to be somebody that high, but this is yes. And this means that they're looking at it. So they're aware that this leaked out. They're aware that somebody leaked that. I don't know. The challenge is they don't want to believe it's who they think it is. And this is like something from overseas. I don't know. They've got so many newfangled deals. Maybe they could. I surely don't think they could listen in inside there anyway. But they knew I think Donald Trump knew that these were found just about the same time Biden knew they were found. And it says yes. So anyway, that's interesting. If maybe he needs to go in and sort through his own staff and see whatever, find out what's going on. That's just what I was thinking, and I was just reading the cards, and this is for fun only, people. Fun and entertainment. If you don't agree, everything, that's another thing. If you've never watched tarot readers before, every time you don't agree with me, I don't need to hear about it. I mean, you can be polite, and I don't mind constructive criticism, but anyway, I'm probably going to say a lot of things that people don't agree with, because you wouldn't expect me to agree with your thoughts either, and since it's my channel, I'm just talking. So I'm just here to yak and yak most of the time, too much. So, I've had about 5 people want me to read on Pompeo. I mean, they all want to know why he's that so quiet and nobody's talking about him. So what's going on with you, Mike Pompeo? What's going on with you? I'm just going to do a regular Celtic cross tree on him and see if, tree of life, and see if he's singing like an opera singer. Are you hoarse from talking? Are you? Let's see. So what's going on? I don't know if it would show up if you were just talking, but we'll see. We'll see. Well, he's not sleeping good. These 3 cards fell out because he knows he's out in the cold. Because, yeah, I think he's ratting on the King of Pentacles, and this is also like a chariot. Something's moving fast for him. So let's see. Let me pull them. Those just fell out, and I thought I'd look at them and see what they had to say. Sometimes when things like that fall out, it's not an accident. Once you get somebody's energy on these cards. Mike Pompeo. Let me mark that off so I don't come back and try to read on him again in 5 minutes. Once I get started on this, I just go back and forth. So, I still can't believe I spent so many hours today looking for that remote. But I'm looking on the good side of it. I got my floors cleaned good, and even in all the corners. Mike Pompeo, what are you up to? What are you up to? He's handing him the goods. Look at this. Look at this. Yep, I think he is talking. Look at that. Manna from heaven, gift from God, coming right down to look at this, to the AG's office, to the Attorney General's office. Boy, there's a lot of stuff there too. Even people like me that's been waiting for this to happen and seeing visions of it since the night he got elected, it's still going to be shocking. It's going to shock the whole. Unless they just stick their fingers in there, I don't think this is. I don't think anything's going to shock some of those people that are following him around, some of those QAnon people. But this is overwhelming, overwhelming. He's been promised a lighter sentence, and he's also telling them where the money is. Telling them where the big amounts of money are. He knows that his life will never be the same again as he knows it. He's come to terms with it. He knows that the wheel has turned on him. And it's going to break his heart, and a lot of people that know him, whatever, to see him go through this, no matter how crooked or what people's been, you just don't like to see him hurt or tore up. But he should have never been in the position he was in. He didn't have the ingenuity, whatever. I can't believe that one man whipped the whole United States government into being bandits or whatever. A lot of that stuff they got from the house, they didn't, but really helped. A lot of the stuff they've got already, it just, they had a bunch of stuff, but look at that. That's that stuff. Some of the stuff came from the house. After they got it, took them a while to get it. This might have been further along and the house would have started sharing stuff, but then if they'd have started sharing it and if all would have been leaking out, they wouldn't have known where it was coming from. I can see why they wanted to keep it close. Well, I got temperance here and hopes and fears, and a lot of times she means slow down. Don't get too excited. This ain't going to happen right away. But I didn't feel like that when I flipped her over this time. I felt like it was going to be like it finally happened. And that's in the hopes and fears that it's going to put an end to the bickering. Not an end to it, but it's going to actually make it better once all this stuff comes out. This is a contract plan, whatever. Everything's been drawn up on him already, on what he's getting for this. He's already had his sentence, whatever. He's not going to come out of it scot-free, but he's not going to spend years and years in jail like he would if he tries to not talk about this, because he's right in the middle of it. And from looking at these cards, I'm not sure what's going on. We're reading on Mike Pompeo. He's handing over the goods, so he's cooperating with the Justice Department. And this is some strong stuff. He's telling them where the money goes, and everybody thinks that he might be one of them that's running for president. I don't think he's going to be. His whole life is changing. This is what's happening to him. He's got the Three of Swords. His life will never be the same again. This is something that originally, I mean, they got him connected in on all levels, but somewhere what got him connected in was maybe I think some of this house, from some of this investigations from January 6th, it just pulled him in there. He was right in the middle of it. He thought he was going to get away with it for a while, but then he made a contract. He's made a deal. So what he's done is he's made a deal. Definitely made a deal. A while back, after a lot of negotiating, and he knows these are life-changing cards for him. It might cut down how many years he spends behind bars, but I think he's going to be behind bars for years. I know he quit the administration, I think. I don't know. I don't know if he stayed until the end or not. There were so many people that went through there. I was trying to think of them all. I guess that's Mark Meadows is the one that was sitting. That's another one we haven't heard anything about, was Mark Meadows. Pompeo was out running all over the world, picking up money in big deals with Jared Kushner and Mark Meadows. Here he is, awful quiet. They might get more stuff from Mark Meadows, and they can't let them all off for telling. Maybe they're weighing to see which one of them squills the most. Maybe they haven't signed any deals. They've just made some promises, and they'll totally go through the one that talks the most. They can't do that to everybody for just talking. But Mark Meadows, let's see what you're up to. Both of these guys are two of the most unlikable people I have ever seen. I hope this whole video isn't shaky because I set my table up just a little different. Every time I bang the cards down, it moves the camera. Anyway, let's see. So we're going to do Mark Meadows. Doing Mark Meadows and Pompeo so close together, it has to be hard on the cards even because there's such snakes in the grass, both of them. If you put them in a dice cup and shook them up, they'd all both come out sixes or aces every time. Same old. But this is on Mark Meadows. Mark Meadows. I don't think I'm going to like editing this tonight because I've already hit 2 or 3 places. That's why I shouldn't wait till I'm so tired at night to do this. Edit some stuff out of here. Mark Meadows. Tell me no, don't stop yet. Sorry about that. That happens sometimes. Mark Meadows. I just can't imagine how I would feel if I were married to any of these guys or something. Say had children and a relationship with them years, and then see them selling their souls out like they all have. That would be so hard on the women too. You know, this is going to hurt a lot of people, but it's something that has to be done. It has to be done. Okay, Mark Meadows. And it is going to happen. I think the writing's on the wall. It's going forward. Okay. Well, for a while he held strong, or either he thinks he's strong, or either they've got a strong case on him. Let's see what comes up around him. We've got strength as a signifier. We got the fool as the influence. So he was listening to the fool. Definitely. It wasn't all his idea, although he was right in the middle of it. He was the cog turning it, huh? I really feel like Mark Meadows will probably be the one that they'll throw under the bus the most. whatever Mark Meadows does, if he hasn't told them all, it's all coming out anyway. He might as well tell them all. We've got everything being revealed in the foundation. And this is the energy over the foundation, is the secrets being revealed, everything that was going on inside the administration that they didn't already know about it. This is America getting her pound of flesh in the sky. And maybe finding out that there was money coming in from other countries. I think this is what's going to hit them the hardest. Is there's going to be money coming in from other countries. It's going to, I mean, they're going to have proof that a lot of this money that came in to support all this fascist stuff going on in the United States, just like all over the rest of the world, came from probably Russia and maybe some from China, who knows, but from foreign countries. And as the world sees, it's going to make a change. It's going to go out to the four corners of the world, and if we nip this in the bud and put it to the stop, because they say, if America sneezes, the rest of the world gets a cold. So if we get this stopped, maybe to help influence some of these other people, some of these smaller countries are doing a better job than we are of putting their officials in jail and stuff for trying to overthrow the government. I can't believe that nobody's touched anybody all this time. Anyway, I don't even want to go there. So yeah, the whole world's going to see this. And I like seeing this here. This is the world, they're going to be toasting us. Because this is a court case won. This is having everything you need. This is having everything you need. He's still worried about how long he's going to be in jail. Look at this. It's in the hopes and fears. He's hoping he's doing the right thing. And here's the big yes card for the end. So yeah, he's definitely. So it kind of looks like maybe Mark Meadows and Mike Pompeo's trying to see who can get the cushiest deal. They may not have enough on Mike Pompeo, but it looked like they did from those cards. But they definitely got enough on Mark Meadows. Even about money coming in from foreigners. Maybe even ended up having witnesses from other countries to come in and talk about this money and where it came from. Everybody's going to be really happy when all this stuff comes out. I mean, can't be happy for other people's when they're not doing good, but we've got to be happy for the United States. I can't believe that nobody in Washington can see the big picture of what's going on. And I also can't believe that the people that they call left-wing media, that's been funny. CNN's never been left-wing media, even when they started. But I can't believe that they don't call them fascists. Why are they calling them conservatives? Anyway, it doesn't make any sense to me. It hasn't for a long time, but I'm not the one to make sense of it. But they've got a really strong case against him, and he knows it. And he knows he was foolish. He knows it's all coming out in the open. So he's telling them everything about where the money came from, who it came from, what other countries it came from. And this is going to be the biggest, whatever. It's going to be a lot of worldwide news when it all starts out. But there's going to be a lot of people really celebrating after waiting so long. They've already got enough stuff to put all these guys in jail for the rest of their life. And of course, here's the jail card, and here's the confirmation, yes. So, I think Mark Meadows better pack his toothbrush. I don't think he can talk enough to get him out of there. Not totally. Let's hope not, because he shouldn't get out of there. So I can't believe this Abbott using people as pawns and then requesting extra money to help him with the border when he's got enough money to fly people all over and take them all over in buses. Him and Santos have enough money. They don't need extra money from the government to take care of their migrant problem. And I get so sick of hearing those news places call those people illegal aliens. And so not only Fox News that does that. So anyway, I quit watching them. I don't watch them. I used to never miss Ari Melber. And he's still about the best one. If I want to get the skinny on something really quick that just happens and he's on, I'll go straight to him right then. But he's about the closest thing you're going to get is a fair shake about what's going on. They just know, who's paying their bills. Their sponsors, the big corporations. That's what's behind all this. What's so funny is that a fascist government never stands. It all implodes on itself. It's like playing Russian roulette constantly. So I don't know why they would be wanting to go there. It just blows my mind how an intelligent person, even like that Santorum, that sweater wearing, whatever, I'll be nice. Rick Santorum, he's in on this up to his teeth. He may not have been in on the insurrection, but he's been pushing this and wanting to. It's what do he think's going to happen? They have a family, don't they have grandkids? It doesn't make any sense to me. Anyway, we got these pretty well shuffled, and I haven't even seen what I was going to read on next. Oh, yeah, I have. Abbott. Let's see if he's going to get his money. I know they're not going to give him any extra money. They might. Biden's pretty nice sometimes. Maybe he will before this is all over. But what they ought to do is put him in handcuffs and wheel him to jail. And we know that's not going to happen. So I'm just going to draw a couple of cards here just to see. He supposedly handed Biden a letter asking for more money for Texas or something. Well, here's him handing him the letter. Here's the challenge. I hope it's not that the Democrats are going to be too nice. Let's see what the answer is. Looks like they're going to tell him to go pound sand. Don't look like he's going to get his money. So this is the Democrats, the Republicans asking, handing that letter. This is actually the Democrats actually thinking about it, believe it or not. But then this is the go pound sand one. No, I don't think they're going to give him. They might eventually all start working together a little bit, not this year, and get some stuff done. But I don't think they're just going to hand him a boatload of money because he says he needs more money when he's got enough money to ship people all over the United States. Okay. Let's see what else. Where did George Santos' money come from? Probably a Russian plan if the truth was known. It's definitely probably foreign money. It's all foreign money that they're working with, probably. half the people in there. Let's see. So this is Santos. I think I read on him last time I pulled cards. I think he came up. I don't remember if it's been 3 or 4 days. I don't remember who I read on. I don't keep track of things like a lot of the other readers do. So Santos, you think you're on Easy Street now. You've kissed the ring. You've been invited in. You've been on the podcast with Big Mac Gates. Who I ought to be reading on is that Matt Schiapp. I'm going to write that down. Well, I'm thinking about it. I'll tell you what, when they start looking into, they really do a deep dive and start investigating Turning Point, and the people in there get scared and want to run. Talk about a groomer. They've been grooming people for years. Young people, for women to go home and keep their mouths shut and whatever, and for the men to do whatever they want to do, and they're groomers. And they're all batshit crazy. Where did George Santos' money come from? Couldn't remember what I was reading on. Where did George Santos' money come from? I'm just going to draw 4 cards on him. He's not worth any more than that. Well, here's the Flim Flam man in his past. We've known that. Take a card to tell us that. Whoa, he's in a lot more trouble in the present than we realize. He's just barely got 1 foot outside the jail. They're not only going to get rid of him, he's going to jail. Look at this. They're coming after him hard and heavy. Looks like they already got the goods on him for theft. Got the goods on him for bullshitting everybody, whatever, lying to everybody, for theft, for where the money came from. And he's making license plates. So I asked where the money came from. This doesn't answer so much about where the money come from, and I'm not going to do a long readout on him. But he's definitely a flim flam man. He's definitely going to, he doesn't know it, but in the present, the energy's already shifted. He's going to jail because they've already got almost enough to take him not only out of Congress, but out of Congress to jail. And this is the government, so they've been busy doing research ever since they found out how phony he was. Whatever, it's going to be for stealing money. I got the theft card and the money card here. It's going to be for some kind of scheme he set up to laundry money, do something. But anyway, it's going to be for stealing money. So don't know where he got it from, but we know he got a bunch of it from a lot of different people. Maybe that's probably why it couldn't answer it. There's probably so many different places that money's coming from that it's ridiculous. Let's ask about Matt Schiapp. I want to know about him. We'll do a long one on him. See what's going on with him. He's a prize, isn't he? You know, if you heard that interview with that guy, you know damn well that he did this. You know it. Just as sure. There's no reason for that guy to lie about it, and I'm glad he said something. I'm glad he talked, and I hope that this brings out a bunch more of them. And that might just open up a lot of stuff in that turning points too. And talk about groomers, that's all they can do. That's all the Republicans can do is talk about sex. We got Tucker Carlson creaming his jeans over the M&Ms with the high heels on. I mean, they're just batshit bananas crazy. Burning books because a couple of male penguins raised a baby from an egg. God. Closed up a whole library over that one book. Only been checked out 4 times. Like I said, this is no accident. This is exactly how the Nazis took over Germany. It's so simple. It's all laid out. It shouldn't be that hard for people to look at it, what's going on, and figure out where it's coming from. So this is Matt Schiapp. Let's see if he's going to get his comeuppance. We know I'm not going to do a 4 and see if he did it. I'm going to do pull a little tree on him and see see what's okay. Let's ask what's Matt Schiapp doing? What's going on with Matt Schiapp in 6 months? In 6 months. Let's give him 6 months. We're asking universe, in 6 months from now, what's going to be going on with Matt Schiapp? It's for YouTube, for entertainment only. For fun and entertainment only. Matt Schiapp, what's going on with you in 6 months from now? Where are you at? Where are you at in 6 months? What are you going to be doing in 6 months? What are you going to be doing in 6 months, Matt Schiapp? What's going to be going on in your head? What's going to be going on to you physically, mentally? What's going on in your life? Well, you're still going to be trying to... This is my favorite card. You can't baffle them with brilliance, dazzle them with bullshit. Or dazzle them with that brilliance, baffle them with bullshit. Anyway, he's going to be pointing the finger at a lot of different places and a lot of different things. This is also a lot of times... Sometimes this is showing a lot of opportunities, but most of the times this is just showing a lot of lies and chaos. So we got lies and chaos, him walking away from his position. If he's still there in 6 months, he won't be there right after that. This is him walking away. I think this is more people are gonna come forward. This isn't, most people that do these kind of things, that's not the first time they've ever done it. I'm sure he's got a history of it, and I think there's more people coming through, because here's the big law coming after him, and they may have already had people calling in and wanting to go in and testify about it, because look at this. This is like the Attorney General or whatever. This is somebody in law. They've already got the, look at this. I'd love to see him knock down that whole organization. Take in money constantly, give out a few things to people that they say they're getting off drugs or alcohol or whatever, and put them in these workplaces and have them work whatever while they're going through what they call the cure, and then right before they get out of there, they kick them out for smoking, even if they're not drinking anyway. They've had a racket going for years. So Queen of Swords, they're investigating, and we won't hear about it right away because this just came out in the open. But this gets other people. Other people are going to be reporting in on him. We're going to almost forget about it. It's going to get so quiet. he's going to even maybe think that he skated through it. And then he's going to have people trying to blackmail him. I can even see people going to him instead of going to the law to try to work him for money. I think if he don't go to jail, he ends up resigning and leaving before he ends up in jail. Look at this. We got the going up the river or going down the river. They usually call it up the river when you get put in jail, and then the jail card. So they might end up finding some minors or something in there. They might find out something more of, this is for YouTube for fun and entertainment only. They might end up finding some minors in there. Because here's him trying to get up all of his defenses and everything. And he thinks, oh, I'll just, whatever, tell him I gotta go, retire, resign. But it's too late because they've already got people calling all the offices where something similar like this has happened before. And this is a big law. It's got all the information. This is the Queen of Swords. That means they open up an investigation. We won't hear about it for a while. We got the Hangman. It's not going to be right away. But I said 6 months. 6 months is when he's going to be trying to resign. And just about the time he thinks he's got this handled, he's got all kinds of people coming to him wanting payoffs. Got people trying to blackmail him before this is over. And this is what happens. He knows he needs to leave because he's afraid he's going to end up in jail. And it looks like he could. So anyway, that's Matt Schiapp. God, he's such a vile person. All those people are vile. What's his name? Kirk or whatever, something Kirk. They're so mean. They're so busy trying to be mean to anybody that don't think exactly like they do. And it's just all the problems and all the trouble they're causing other people that are just trying to work hard and get through their life every day. It's so sad. CPAC is a bad place. Okay, here's a good one. Will Trump be convicted of anything? It would be a miracle if he was convicted before the end of the year. But we could ask, let's just see, will Trump be convicted in 2023? He doesn't say what convicted of or convicted for or whatever. Are they going to convict him? Are they going to actually hold him up to the light and convict him in this year? Got 12 months. Probably wouldn't go to court before then. But that's what somebody's wanting to know here. It's Jackie, I think, that she wrote these questions for me. That I'm looking at my phone here. So will Trump be convicted in 23? I don't know. I'm going to grab a different set of cards. I used to always use these cards to read for him. I'm going to grab a different set here. Of course, these are newer and they're slipperier. Those other ones, I got to get some new cards. They're so wore out, they don't hardly even shuffle. And these are so stiff, I can't shuffle them, but we'll get it done. Will Trump be convicted in 23? I think I'm going to start, since I haven't used these cards in so long, I'm just going to keep them back for when I read on Trump or his family. Will Trump be convicted in 2023? Will Trump be convicted before the end of this year? Will Trump be convicted before the end of this year? Trump for this year. Trump for this year. I wasn't going to read on him, but I kind of up in the air, kind of can't not read on him anymore. Almost every time. Will Trump be convicted this year? If you don't give himself a heart attack first, that's what I keep hearing. He could be, bust an artery or something. And this is for fun and entertainment only. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I'm just definitely leaving. Lord. I'll put those back in there. Should have left them together. They were probably meant to come out. Will Trump be convicted this year? Boy, that's hard. It's so slippery. I'm not used to them. They're so much newer than the ones I usually use. I've got an old set of this deck in there somewhere, but this is fine. Will Trump be convicted this year? Well, here's the Hermit King counting his money. King of coins. He's short on money right now. And he also doesn't even have... He's got his finger in so many different pots and taken money from so many different places and got so many different funds and stuff going. He's not sure how much trouble he's even going to be in. He knows he's in trouble, but he's still wondering if he can get out of it. This is the world. He's not going to get out of it. What's going to happen to him? This is all the different things he's going to get indicted for. It's like take a pick, take a pick. And we got the yes card in the sky. I can't believe that he would actually be indicted before the end of this year. That would be almost like impossible, the way the law, even if they actually arrested him tomorrow and whatever they do, and they get ready to put people in court. I shouldn't do a reading this late at night. I'm tired. This is the Biden administration. This is like the Merrick Garland and Jack Smith. So we are going to be hearing something. This is also in the near future. So we're going to be hearing something about him getting indicted right away. It's not going to be that long. I know you keep hearing me say that. Like I said, the night he got elected, I thought it would never take more than a couple of years. But he's so slippery. Just about the time they think they got him, he puts the brakes on everything, for almost everything. But it doesn't help. This is his house coming down. So it's for more than one thing. I don't know how, if they came after him and started indicting him for everything that he should be indicted for, they'd have to set up a schedule to see what days he was going to court and where he was going to. He's more afraid of his family than anybody else. He's afraid of what the kids know. And between you and me, I think Ivanka's telling all. Well, he may not be indicted, but he's going to be arrested. I think he will be arrested. Even if they send him home for house arrest or however they do it, he's definitely going to be waiting. Maybe the trial won't be over, but he's going to be arrested. So this is the broken king card in this deck, even though it's a king of coins. This trying to figure out where in the hell he does have any loose money laying around that maybe the government's not going to be able to get a hold of, and he's maybe even making plans to, not with a clear head, but there's nowhere to run. The world's not that big when you're him. Nobody wants him anyway, but I wouldn't be surprised if he didn't want to do some traveling here pretty quick. Go to check out his options or something. There's nowhere to go in the world, so this is why that roll card's under there, saying it won't do him any good to run because there's no place to go. They're coming after him from all sides and all angles. And yes, he may not be that. I think that she was asking if he was going to be convicted or whatever. He will be convicted. He may not be convicted, but he'll be in the middle of it before the end of the year. And this is like Merrick Garland and them deciding to prosecute. This could be that one from Georgia. That's not Phony Willis. That's a different one, I think, from Georgia. Anyway, this is the lady from Georgia coming after him. That may be the first one to drop. It's going to start the minute it all starts coming out. He knows that his house is on fire. Even his own daughter ends up turning against him. Or somebody close in his family. I happen to think it's her that's going to talk first. To get the coolest deal, to get the least time. And this is the government winning. It's going to be, they may not win everything. It's going to be up in the air with the Flim Flam man. But they're going to follow the money. And then try to figure out where they're going to put him. They can't put him in a regular jail. They cut off his communications. I hope they're smart enough to. This looks like coming through with the law, judgment. Looks like they're making a good choice there. Anyway, I hope this is worth putting out. I think I waited too late till I got too tired. But I want to thank everybody that's watching or anybody that's been listening, and thank you for your comments, and thank you for signing up for the channel. And oh, I was going to say this first, especially for the new people. If anybody would like a personal reading, it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. Lynn Tarot Readings with an S on it. Readings has an S on it. I wasn't thinking when I set the channel up. So it's lynntarotreadings@gmail.com. And email me and put your phone number in there, and I'll get back with you and set it right up. I usually don't book way ahead of time like the other ones. I get really busy. I've been busy reading all week for people. I only read for 2 new people this week, and I've been busy every day because reading for people that I've been reading for the last 4 or 5 years. 4 years, I guess it's been. So I want to thank them too. I want to thank all of you for watching. And be careful and just take a deep breath. This got to get better. It does. Everything always gets better. I've lived long enough to know it always gets better. and it just seems like, I don't know. You know what I mean. Bless y'all and namaste.